Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, the slowing pace of vaccinations in the last week, one concern. The other concern is the COVID situation in the northeastern states. In the last week, the cases there have risen. Prime Minister Modi held a virtual meeting today with chief ministers of the northeast region to take stock of the situation, putting emphasis on what he called micro-containment zones, monitoring of the different variants to contain the spread. Let's for a moment try and understand why this is happening. Why is the Northeast in the eye of the COVID storm? Joining me now at this moment is Conrad Sangma. He is the Chief Minister of Meghalaya. Appreciate your joining us, Mr. Sangma. Explain to us that at a time when across the country, in most parts, cases are coming down, the Northeast in recent weeks has experienced a spike. Your own state of Meghalaya test positivity rate now 10.5%, but the weekly positivity rate is 14.77%. What explains this sudden rise?
Rajdeep, we have to understand that when it comes to the Northeast, we have always seen that the wave hits us a few weeks or few months later than the rest of the country. The first wave also hit us later. And we expected the same thing in the second wave. So therefore, it's a good thing and a bad thing in the sense that obviously the good part is it allowed us to prepare for the different situations. We could learn from what other states went through. So therefore, we have seen the numbers go up. But the good part is that in the last few days, we have seen in most of the Northeast states the plateauing and the overall numbers coming down. And that have seen a certain trend. Of course, there have been some spikes here and there, but in general, we are seeing that the numbers are coming down. But the most important aspect of this whole situation is that this initial gap that we got in the beginning, where the numbers were less compared to the rest of the country, we were able to ramp up the oxygen supply. We were able to ramp up the beds. And that has really helped us a lot. Government of India has really intervened and helped us in that situation. So therefore, yes, numbers are high, but I'm very hopeful that in the next 2 to 3 weeks, we should see numbers coming down quite drastically. Just to give an example of the positivity rate, just last week and in the report that we had today, the Secretary of Health had showed a positivity rate of 14% for Meghalaya. Just this week itself, it has come down to 9%. So that's the kind of trend that we are seeing, and we are hopeful that numbers will be under control very soon.
So you're saying that because the Northeast, in a sense, was protected or insulated from the worst of the second wave in May, you're now seeing the tail end in a wave of the wave. That's the way the wave spreads geographically. That explains the Northeast. That might be true partly epidemiologically, but purely in terms of some concerns. Let me flag off two concerns and you can respond to each of them. One, as we've seen right at the very top, vaccine shortages. But in the Northeast itself, vaccinations, only 34% of Meghalaya's population at the moment has been given the first dose of the vaccine. Now, you're a small state. What is the concern? Why this low vaccination coverage, Mr. Sangma?
Sorry, Rajdeep, there's a small audio issue. I'm not able to hear you clearly, but I'm presuming you're asking about the vaccination and low percentage of that.
That is correct.
Yeah. So, yes, there has been an issue with vaccination in most of the states, but you will see that there are 2-3 states that are doing quite well. From the national average point of view, most of the states are, with a standard deviation plus minus about 10-15%. So we are not very far off from, the national average also, most of the states. But we do also need to realize that if you were to go into micro details of each state, you will see that the urban areas, cities like Shillong, towns like Tura and Jowai in Meghalaya have seen 80% vaccination in the eligible population. But then suddenly you go to the rural areas and you find that the numbers are far lesser because of the fact that we have accessibility problem. We do have some hesitancy issues out there. So all these factors lead to a bit of lesser vaccination in the rural areas. But wherever we are seeing dense population, wherever we are seeing town area, urban area, the response has been equally, if not better, than in most of the places in the country. So just looking at the numbers for the state as a whole might give you the wrong figures. But if you go into details, you will see that the challenge lies because of the geographical locations in most of the interior locations of Northeast.
One other concern was expressed that most of your testing which is being done is not RT-PCR, it is rapid antigen tests which are not as reliable. Only 17% of RT-PCR tests on an average were conducted in your state's 11 districts. Is that something that should concern us going ahead? You're not doing enough RT-PCR testing.
Yeah, Rajdeep, you're right. The more RT-PCR tests done, the better it is because accuracy is better. Antigen tests and what we call the RAT test definitely have lesser accuracy is what we have been told. But you will see that a large number of states, especially say, for example, the state of Meghalaya, we have almost 40% plus of the tests are being done on RT-PCR. So it's not that we can generalize the whole Northeast and say everybody's doing 80% on RAT. But given the circumstances and the situation that we face, whatever test we can do is good. So even if we can do RAT test, though it may not be as accurate as an RT-PCR, it is still better than doing nothing. And it's also about creating a bit of awareness among the people, sensitization of the people that you need to follow protocols, you need to get vaccination. So vaccination, the testing has got multiple objectives, if I were to say. So therefore, yes, ideally, more RT-PCR is better. A lot of states are doing 40 to 50%. Some states not so much. But to be frank, it's better than having no tests at all. So we hope that, as I said, in the coming days, we will see a lot of improvement in the situation. I'm very confident of that. And today, what we heard from all the chief ministers was that the overall vaccination drive also has picked up. The numbers are also stabilizing. And obviously, the health infrastructure also is in a much better position than what it was about a month or 2 months back.
One final question. The Prime Minister apparently stressed on the need for micro-containment zones, also concerns that if COVID protocols are flouted, especially those coming to hill stations, to marketplaces, the third wave's onset is not too far away. Is that something that concerns you? We've seen images from across India's hill stations in the last 2 weeks of people flouting COVID protocols, not wearing masks, no social distancing.
You're right. And I'm happy to inform you that most of the states in the Northeast, according to what the reports we saw and heard today in the meeting, including the state of Meghalaya, we have been actually focusing on micro-containment strategy. And we felt that is the best way to balance between health and the economy. And so micro-containment has been the pillar of one of the strategies for the Northeast, especially keeping in mind the kind of, the spread that we have and the low density of population in rural areas. It's sometimes not fair to have a same rule for the whole state when you actually have the concentration in few areas. So that's number one. Number two, obviously, the fact that, these micro-containments have to be done more strictly. We did see some cases in many of the hill stations, tourist destinations where they were being flaunted, which is really something that today Honorable Prime Minister has very strongly condemned it in the meeting. And he has also advised all the states of the Northeast that be very, very vigilant that these kind of things should not happen. Northeast in general is a very tourist, friendly destination. So therefore, we do expect that if we were to open up and allow more tourists to come in, then we could see a situation like that. So all this is part of our strategy. We are opening up, but we are having strong restrictions in most areas. And obviously what we're seeing happening in other parts of the country is allowing us to learn and ensure that we don't commit the same mistakes.
Good to hear that, Conrad Sangma. Good that there is a chief minister who's being reflective, who's conscious of the fact that we cannot let our guard down at a moment like this. Thanks very much, Conrad Sangma, for joining me on a day when the Prime Minister has reviewed the situation in